Hi there, campers. This is Tara Graves, and I am one of the facilitators of Camp 21. I'd like to show you around the notebook so you can feel comfortable with getting started in the class. This is how your notebook should look when you first open it after you clicked on the link in the welcome email. This opens up in OneNote online, and you were probably asked to log in. So the first thing I want you to do, I'm using Chrome as my browser, and so I'm going to bookmark this site so I can always find it easily. In Chrome, you just click on the little star, and I like to put it on the bookmarks bar and click Done. And see how it puts it right over here, so I can always get to it really easily. If you don't see your bookmarks bar, you'll have to open up the three little dots over here, go to bookmarks, and then click on that so there's a check mark next to it to show it. Okay, so now you have that bookmarked. Once you've started working in the notebook, we have found it easier to manage when you use the desktop version of OneNote. And the way that you do that is to click here to open it in OneNote. Now, I'm not going to do it here because it'll open up. I'm in a teacher notebook, but I'm using my daughter's account for this screencast. Anyway, if you do not have the desktop version of OneNote on your computer, then there are directions in the start or in the welcome email for how to download and install Office 2016 for free. You can put that on 5 different computers, personal computers, courtesy of the school district. Anyway, so we're just going to look at the online version for now. This first section, the welcome section, this is default part of the OneNote notebook. You can look through these here if you'd like, but this is totally just a resource for you and nothing to really do with the class content. We're going to focus on these sections here. The first section is the collaboration space. And I'm going to widen this column so you can see it better. See how I just kind of hover over that line and you get the double arrows and you can resize the column so you can see everything better. In the collaboration space, every person in the class can edit, delete, add, full-on editing rights. So please be careful when you're in the collaboration space. Your Expo pages will go here, and we'll talk about the Expo a little bit later on in this tutorial. And then the directions are there as well. In this column, you'll see the sections. In this next column, you'll see the pages. And then if you click on the name of a page, that's what opens up over here. So if I click on the page, see how I can get in there and edit anything I want to. It comes up with a text box. Okay. If you are an ESP employee and you are taking this class, this is your section of the collaboration space for the Expo pages. So please be mindful if you are participating as a certified teacher, this is your section. If you are a classified employee, this is your section of the collaboration space. Okay. Content library. In the content library, only teachers can edit anything that's found in the content library. Think of this as your textbook. So the first part is the syllabus. And see how it says this section is read-only? We want you to go through, click on each of the pages, read what's on there. Okay, so you're just clicking, and don't forget to scroll. So what's really cool is in the OneNote notebook, You can scroll all the way to the right as long as wherever there's content, and you can scroll all the way down or wherever there's content in there. Okay. Read through this part, what kinds of assignments are included. Here's our schedule. And if you are the kind of person who needs a little extra hand-holding with the technology piece, we do have an optional open lab on January 23rd. So go ahead and join us if you need assistance. This is not mandatory. Here are the topics of the modules. So you can take a look at that and kind of get an idea of what you might want to do. So Microsoft OneNote Notebook does not have any kind of a chat feature or a calendar feature, so we will be using our Outlook email and our Outlook calendar to send you information. So any announcements, or if you have questions, you will be assigned one of the camp counselors, and that will be your go-to person for any questions you may have. So you'll just read through each of these pages. We'll go over what to do when you're ready for a module to be graded in another video. So just read through. Okay, once you're done with the syllabus, you can look through the module catalog. And again, we'll go through this a little more in depth in another video. But each of these pages is a different module. And then the next thing you should see is your name. So where it says Emma Graves here, you will see your name. Now this is your personal notebook, and you should have these 3 sections. So once you click on the Start Here section, you're going to see that there is an untitled page and then a Start Here page. In every section, you will see you've got an untitled page at the top. Once it loads, okay, so there's an untitled page, and there's going to be an untitled page here, okay? We don't need these untitled pages, so we're going to get rid of them. So you click on it with the left click, then you right click, and delete. And yes, okay? So now you just have that one page. I'm going to go into the next section. Again, click on the untitled page, delete, right click and delete. And then on My Modules, right click and delete. All right, so let's go back up to Start Here. This is your things that you need to get finished before January 29th. Yes. So the orientation week begins on the 23rd, and then you have until bedtime on the 28th to get all these things finished. So just go through each item. You will need to download this tracker and print it out and keep track. And when you finish things, you just put a little check mark in the box. Okay. Go through here and just work your way down the entire page and put check marks in as you finish. And then the acknowledgement and agreement is just you checking each item, putting your name and the date, and then scrolling up to the top and writing check. Okay, that will let us know that it's ready and we can check it off that you've done it. One more thing in the start here I want to show you is the Padlet. This is kind of our little introduction. There it goes. And if you've never used Padlet before, what it is basically like a little whiteboard area. And you add to it by creating a sticky note. You can either double click or you can hit the plus sign down there. But please include what is your first and last name, where do you work, why did you take Camp 21, okay, pick something out of your pocket or purse and share it with the group and why it's important to you, and then please add a real photo of yourself, okay. You can, let me just double click, if you click on the little camera, it will allow you to find a picture if you have a picture of yourself on your device, or you can take a picture using the webcam on your device. This is important because in an online class when we don't really get to meet face to face, it's nice for everybody to see who they're in class with. It's a good way to build community. Okay, so that's the start here. The next section is your schedule and assignment checklist. This is a really good way to keep track of everything that you've finished. To type in, you just highlight right here and just type in. So let's say you're going to do blended and flipped. So you put that in, and again, to resize columns, you just hover over the line till you get the double arrows. And this is really just for you to keep track as you go through. And we will also send you again those calendar invites to show these due dates and everything, and help keep on track. The third section is your modules page. Once you've figured out which modules you want to do, you will copy those pages into your notebook. So again, we find those in the content library, module catalog, and the title of each module is here and a description. So if you want to read through there and see which ones you want to do, you don't have to pick all 4 before the first week, and you can always change your mind. So let's say you pick 4 and you change your mind, for the next module, you can do that. Okay, and then all of the pages, there's directions here too, so you don't have to watch the whole video over again. There's directions written out, but basically these are pages. And let's say you wanted to do this assessment tools one. You have to click on the page name, wait for it to load. That means everything's loaded on the page. And then right click, copy, and then go to your section 3, and in the page column, right click, paste. Okay, see how it made a copy right there? So now I have a copy of my own that I can edit. If you are in a module and you find that you cannot type in the page, then that means you're in the content library still. Okay, so make sure that before you start working on the modules, you are in your module 3, section 3, my modules, and your module page that you've picked. Let's look at how to complete a module. Scroll back up to the top here. Just some reminders. When you've completed the entire module, that means the exploration, the implementation project, and the reflection. So here's how we do a module. You read the description, the directions for going through the exploration. These icons you will see throughout on each row what you're expected to do. If it has a little person reading a book, that means you need to read whatever it is, whether it's an article or something that is attached or a web page, you'll read it. This video icon is watching a video. The yellow with the question mark indicates that there's a question. Now these are required. You need to answer these in order to successfully complete the module. The binoculars are more just kind of investigating, just kind of looking around. Sometimes you might have a website that has a lot of different articles and pages, and maybe we just want you to look around the website just to kind of familiarize yourself with it. So that's when you see the binoculars. And then review time. Some of the modules will have a review section that shows that there was a summary indicated underneath. Now remember, you got to keep scrolling. Just keep scrolling down or to the right. If I can't scroll anymore to the right, then that means there's nothing else on that end. So as you go through, you're just going to read. So these are just the highlights, what you're going to learn. These are times, approximate times of each piece. So I'm in the first one. I'm going to show you. I want to get rid of this navigation area so I can have a better view of the module page. If you go up to the view menu and navigation options, if you do hide all, it will collapse those menus. Or if you just want to see just the pages, and I'll let that pop back up, then you'll just see that section, and that just opens it up so it opens up wider on your page. All right, so see here, there's a question, and you're asked to answer these in a different color. You highlight where it says answer here, and then begin typing your answer. And I think red is probably a good color to change that to. If you highlight it and then change the color, it will stick for, okay? So just answer it there. That just makes it easier for your facilitators to find your answers and then give you some feedback. Okay, here's the video. If you can't get the video to play within this page, you can also click on this link and it will open it in a new tab. Okay. So you just keep going down. You can type in your notes. That part is optional, so it's up to you what you want to remember. But the notes might help you as you move through and you get to these questions. Okay, so you go through all. Keep on going, keep on going. Anytime you come to this underlined blue, that means it's a hyperlink. So you want to click on it to open it to check out whatever the resource is. Okay? Scrolling down to the bottom, so you're going to go through all of these. And again, each of these explorations are between, I'd say, I don't know, 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Some a little bit longer, but it just depends on, you know, how fast you're reading, how fast you are reflecting on things or answering questions. Don't feel like you have to do everything in one sitting. You can come back to this whenever you want and pick up where you left off. All right, so we're almost to the bottom here. Each of the facilitators has included a link to feedback. So as you're going through, if there's any broken links in the exploration, if you thought a certain question wasn't a good question, or whatever it is, if you'll fill this out, it will let all of us know things that we need to fix. The next step is to add to our Campfire Chat. This is a Padlet also. And just think about your exploration that you just finished, and what was your favorite takeaway, or something new that you learned, or new tool that you really liked. You're going to add it to the Padlet so that we can have kind of a, not really a discussion forum, but a place where people can see what other people are doing. It's kind of cool. A good thing to do would be to start your answer here, and then you can just copy and paste it into the Padlet. So let's click on that. First thing you'll do is, when you double click, is you'll put your name, or the name of exploration. So I did the assessment tools, and then I'm going to write my name, and then I'm going to write something that I learned about in that exploration. And then you just click outside of wherever it is you posted, and it'll be posted there for people to see. And you're going to periodically come back here every time you have finished a module or an exploration. And we also are encouraging you to comment on each other's posts as well. This just adds to our community. So I'm just going to delete that. All right. So our next step, you've got some more resources there. The Pinterest board, the live binder. This is our standard disclaimer. Any tools that you use that are online tools where students have to create accounts, you want to make sure that you are protecting their privacy. So make sure you read through that. Here's some permission slips that are on the district website. And if you're interested in learning more. The last part, or the second part, is the implementation project. After the exploration, you're going to look through your notes. You're going to see what tools or strategies you want to implement. You make a plan for how you might use that tool or strategy, and physically put in dates of when you are going to complete each of these things. Ideally, we'd like you to implement within the time period of each module week. And it's actually about 10 days. Each module week is about 10 days, not 7 days. But we would like you to finish implementing within that time. But we do understand that sometimes your schedule just doesn't work that way. But ideally, you'll have all 4 of your tools or strategies implemented by the end of the class, by the end of right before the expo week. Okay? Once that's done, you come back and reflect here. And again, you just click in and type right in. And we'd like it if you would change the color. You don't have to change it to red, but a different color other than black, but don't pick like orange or yellow. That's really hard to read. So let's say you do purple, and then just start typing. This helps your facilitator to see your answers. Again, when you've done all of that, you'll go back up to the top and you'll write check. And that lets us know that we need to look at it. Once we look at it, what we do is we will check off these items, and we'll leave feedback within the table. So usually right where you've answered a question, we will type our feedback right after that. And then if we verify that you are all finished, we will put the date. and OK and the date. And that will let you know. You can just look directly in that column. Oh, okay, it's graded, and I can move on to my next module. All right, so you're going to do 4 of those. And I'm going to move this above the expo, because the expo is done in the very last week. And the directions are here. And basically what you're going to do is persuade other teachers to try this tool or strategy with their students. Now, it can be any of the tools or strategies from all 4 of your modules that you did. You don't have to do the same tool that you used in your Campfire Chat. It can be anything. So down below, here's what you need to include. And let's say you wanted to use Socrative, and if you did the assessment tools, you wanted to use Socrative and you wanted to persuade teachers to use it. This is where you would, whatever you create, you need to include a link to whatever it is, or attach it or insert it. And you'll see on the template there's going to be some directions for you. Once you've completed this, let me go to the page here. You're going to fill this in and make sure you put your name here. So I'm going to put my name up here. Take out the word, take out all this actually. So just your name. And then you're going to copy it into the collaboration space. So for this one, you're not going to use the copy feature, you're going to use the move copy, because what it does is it allows you to choose where you want it to go. So for certified teachers, you're going to put it in the Expo Pages section and do copy. Okay? If you are an ESP participant, you will put it in the ESP participants Expo Pages. So let me go to the collaboration space and you'll see it's over there as well. See, it's right there. So now all the people in the class can see this, and yours will be complete. It won't be empty like this one. But everybody can go through and see what you did, and 2 people need to give feedback. As we are getting into the Expo week, we ask you to go into people's Expo pages, and if they haven't gotten any feedback yet, if you will go ahead and give them feedback. Okay. So that is it. That is your notebook. That is a really quick orientation to the assignments. If you have questions, you can type them in here on your Start Here page, because we will look at everybody's Start Here page and we will answer your questions directly in this page as well. Don't hesitate to call. And again, if you feel like you need more than just this video to get you started, you can come to the open lab that we have scheduled for next week. Thanks.